Hi, I'm Kenneth WAJDA, and I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado, and I love talking photography, and especially film photography. And today I'm going to talk about gear. Specifically, there was a camera show in Denver last weekend, and this is one of the toys I picked up. It was marked $50, and I said, how about 25? He said, okay. He was an old-timer who had a collection of old Russian cameras and some Exactas. But he had a whole bunch of 11s, some 8s, I think they were. And this was a 12XP, and I didn't know anything about them. And I was looking at them, trying to find one that I liked the build quality, and I liked the way it was, the condition it was in, and the shutter was working. And this has a famous for Russian 58mm f2 lens, and he had one of these on every single body. There was one lens that he had on one body, it wouldn't focus to infinity. So that one kind of got pushed aside as not a consideration. So this is the 12XP, and after I picked it up, I found out that it was actually considered one of the best of the Russian cameras. You have to manually set the counter yourself, and it only has shutter speeds from 1/30th of a second, which is the flash sync, up to 500th, but that's pretty much where I shoot most of the time. And I can shoot a band inside at night at 1/30th at f2 or 1/60th at f2, and I can shoot outside all day long at 500th of a second at 11 or 8 probably. And it's got a meter inside. It's got a LED diode meter, which I didn't even check because I tend to use these cameras with Sunny 16. And it's a treat. I loaded a roll of 125 speed film into it that was expired long ago, and I thought, you know, that would be a good roll to put in here. And I don't use a lot of 125. I use mostly Tri-X and HP5. But since it was a test roll, something that I can sort of not care too much about, the first roll in this is a roll of 125. So we'll see how that comes out, which certainly I can't show you yet because it's not been shot yet. But simple viewfinder camera, simple SLR. It's got a bright clear screen. It's got a really big magnification. It looks like I'm looking through a piece of glass. There's no distortion or anything like that. It's a Zenit, but I think in Russia they call it a Zenith, which I didn't know that. I called it a Zenit because that's what it looks like to me. And they came with this lettering, this font, and they also came with just straight, like a Helvetica font. And one of the reasons I was drawn to this one was because I like that old font. And again, it wasn't the kind of camera that I was really looking for. It was more of a, hey, you know, it's marked 50. I'd go 25 if you want to get rid of it. And he's like, I do. Take it away. And the same guy had a 8x10 monorail camera for $100 with no lens and one back. And I was like, do I buy that? I would love to shoot an 8x10 camera, but it has no lens. I'm going to have to get a lens board. Maybe I can make a pinhole camera. And when I went back to get this, he had sold it. And I said, how much did it sell for? He said, $50. $50 for an 8x10 camera, which is so cool. But again, that's one more project that I don't need at the moment. But the Zenit 12XP, XP stood for export. So this is one that they left the country with to sell. And again, a real simple little metal box of a camera. I like the fact it's not as wide as a Nikon FM2. It's a little bit more tall. Some of them, the self-timers didn't have plastic coverings on them, and when I held them, maybe like the 11, they were like uncomfortable to hold. They felt like this metal stuff jabbing me. And the 12 XP had some plastic coverings on them, so that was a nice little addition. I like the way this one felt, and so I said, I'll shoot this. So I'll let you know how it goes. If you're looking for a Russian camera, you might want to look and see if you find a Zenit 12XP. It might be a good find for you, and the lens is supposed to be pretty decent. All right, that's today's photography talk. If you're enjoying these, hit the subscribe button and I'll bring you some more. Thanks so much for watching.